But Luka continues, and they're playing the Spurs, who themselves are all hurt. First quarter, it's Luka Doncic turning defense into offense, and Chiney, someone's got to go up.
Every time I see a play like this, I'm like, this is the new age basketball. You get a fast break, you stop for three, but hey, it's okay. It's Luka Doncic, it's everybody. This is what we do now.
And how about Austin Reeves' spinorama in the lane?
Man, he puts you on a blender. He has been tremendous. It's been, interesting to see how his role has evolved, but he has been steady at it.
Lakers pulled away quick and never looked back. Jackson Hayes off the fake handoff, so we can call that a play-action dunk if you want to. That's a 14-point lead. And then it's Reeves. He scored 30 points last night.
Off the dribble, he's one of the best. I had this question of what do you call players that are not all-stars, but they're better than role players? And a lot of people answered Austin Reeves.
Yeah.
He's that guy. He's the definition of that.
Jackson Hayes on the alley-oop from Doncic there. Reeves scored 30. Doncic, 21, had a bad shooting night, but he did have 14 assists. Here's more from Reeves. LeBron and company can celebrate a win. And Bontemps, to your point, they need to bank these wins, 125-109. So they do what Minnesota and Golden State couldn't. It was a game they were supposed to win, set up for them to win, and they took care of business.
Absolutely. The Spurs have De'Aaron Fox out for the season, Victor Wembanyama out for the season. This is the kind of game, if you're the Lakers, you have to win. They've got a lot of difficult games left, and they got to maintain that gap between them and the Clippers and the Timberwolves and the Warriors behind them. Because, look, if the Lakers are in the top six and they are going into the playoffs, with Luka and LeBron, they're going to feel like they could beat anybody. If they get in the play-in, all of a sudden, you got to play an extra game or two. You're potentially one game away from going home if you have a couple bad shooting games. You could end up in the 1-8 matchup with Oklahoma City, who you don't want to play in the first round. All those reasons are why that was a huge win for the Lakers last night, coupled with those losses for Minnesota and Golden State.
Yeah, and the Lakers, they truly have a big three. I love it because, I think a lot of the questions have been like, okay, LeBron James and Luka Doncic are complementary players. What does that mean for Austin Reeves, who's having a great season? Is he going to be tertiary? Well, that's not a bad thing in the NBA when you have a big three of this type, not like the Phoenix Suns, let's be real here. But what I love about Austin Reeves, his fourth straight 25-point game, he has been consistent. Luka, he had an off shooting night. I think it was like 6 for 20, but he had like 14 assists. So these guys can make plays for each other on top of getting LeBron James back, which is a good sign.
All right, we're setting the table. The NBA, much more conversation on that as we go. But up next, it's a national.
Standings right now on the outside looking in. It was a Luka game. 7 straight home wins for the Lake Show. Oh, the thievery. And then Luka. This is good enough. Let me pull from here. He's averagers, none of which are Victor Wembanyama. Otherwise, that probably would have ended differently. Lakers were up 10 at this point. Remember, still no LeBron, nursing that growing strain. Oh, offensive rebound much? Luka Doncic, Lakers up at the break, 65-51. It's double digits, still is. Ooh. Austin Reeves, come on, man. What? Dart, not Jackson. Smoke him if you got him. Lakers up 21. And then Doncic just playing with his food, man. 14 assists. Lakers are up 21. And then more Reeves, his fourth straight game with more than 25 points. Last night he had 30 of them. Bron there to celebrate, 125-109. Lakers, they get another win. All right, so Luka, he's done it all for the Lake Show, leading the team in points, boards, assists, steals, plus minus since making his debut back on February 10th. The Lakers also ranked 4th in defensive efficiency over that span. Randy, I was told he didn't play defense.
Oh, yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
It's partly because Luka allowing just 0.81 points per direct isolation since joining the law. Do not let Luka put the clamps on you.
Don't let him.
Too late.
It's good to get a few minutes with star of Good Morning America,
That's correct.
this morning on SportsCenter AM. Before she was theirs, she was a friend of our program. Chiney, to wait or not to wait on bringing back LeBron? That's the question for the Lakers. How should they approach his return from the groin strain?
First of all, you both are my day ones. You're the real ones, so no big time over here, okay, guys? But honestly, they've bought LeBron James some time. They should get him hopefully back soon. They need him because they only have a 3-game buffer between their spot and the play-in, and they don't want to get to 7 where they have to play in the play-in tournament. But how have they been able to sort of bounce back, especially these last 2 games, these 2 wins? It's through Luka Doncic. Obviously his scoring is great, and last night was a little bit of an off shooting night, but what he's been able to do, 14 assists, and also he has a partner in crime in that guy, Austin Reeves, his 4th straight 25-point game. The fact that they have 2 options, that's why Big Perk says they kind of have a big 3 when healthy. LeBron, Luka, and Reeves, those guys know how to hold things down and buy LeBron James some time.
The Lakers are 5-4 without LeBron James in the lineup this season. And Shanae mentions staying out of that play-in round, right? Staying out of the 7th spot. Let's go to the Warriors, who are trying to do that. The Dubs taking on a Nuggets team that's just giving them fits. No Jamal Murray, no Nikola Jokic, but Denver's won 9 straight against Golden State. Aaron Gordon was the problem. Gordon dominant early on. Michael Porter Jr. would find him for a fast break slant. Gordon, short corner, working Kevon Looney. And Westbrook would find him over and over. There were 16 dimes here for Russell Westbrook in the game. Gordon said about him, Russ is not just a dog, Russ is a wolf. He's different. Offensively and defensively, he's always on 10. Well, the lead was on 12 at the 12, 16 dimes, and 11 rebounds, his 203rd triple-double of his career. Listen, the Nuggets, even without their 2 stars, get enough from their other star. Denver's win was their 9th straight over Golden State, dating back to October 2022. It's the longest win streak for any team against the Warriors since Steve Kerr became Golden State's head coach in 2014-2015. You didn't see Steph Curry in that highlight. 7 turnovers, just 20 points. Not a great shooting night. Here's Steve Kerr speaking on his star.
He's exhausted right now, so we've got to absolutely consider giving him a night and getting him rejuvenated for the sake of him and our, the remainder of our games. But we'll see. But I think he's been tired the last few games, and so we've got to find a way to get him his juice back.
Janae Ogwumike back with us. Janae, you hear that from Steve Kerr, and then you see that performance from the Warriors losing to that depleted Denver team. How concerned are you about Golden State?
I'm not that concerned about Golden State just yet because they're playing better basketball, especially ever since Jimmy Butler arrived. But I kind of understand what he's talking about with Steph. You don't usually see these games where he has 7 turnovers. As you mentioned, 4 for 14 from 3, 6 for 21 for the field. That's an off night for Steph, but really those turnovers are an indication. This is a guy that leads the NBA typically. I know maybe he's like 2 or 3 in made threes, but if you think about it, he gets those made threes from running around. He's one of the most in-condition athletes in sports. And so the fact that he has that going for him on top of, people don't really talk about the mental toll they've gone through. While they're on a high with Jimmy Butler, it's been a long season for them. They're getting wins, but they need to continue to pass these tests, especially if they're trying to make a push up the standings in the West.
All right, we got more from Janae in just a bit on the women's tournament. That's still ahead. Janae, thank you.
Hello, xin chào tất cả mọi người. Hôm nay mình sẽ hướng dẫn mọi người làm một chú chim màu tím nha. Mọi người cùng bắt tay vào làm với mình nha. Đây là những dụng cụ mình đã chuẩn bị để mình làm nhé mọi người. Mình đã chuẩn bị một tờ giấy A4 và một chiếc kéo. Tiếp theo là một cây bút xóa và 3 cây bút màu nha. Mọi người cùng bắt tay vào làm với mình nha. Mình sẽ để gọn đồ sang một bên. Mình sẽ gấp chéo tờ giấy lại nha.